Alright, we are 2 days away. Best of luck, everyone. Honkai Star Rail is almost here. Hope you guys have a wonderful launch day if I don't talk to you between then and now. But today, I do want to give you some important information on some changes to a lot of characters. There is a lot in here, so I'm going to try to stack this out. We have changes from a few days ago, changes from today, changes from a few hours ago. A lot to talk about, so today, let's jump into it. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. It helps out massively. Thank you for all the support. Let's get straight into this. So first, Bronya has received a change from what the beta had. Before, we have this skill set here. Dispels a debuff from a single ally, advances forward their actions by 100%, and increases their damage by X% for 1 turn. And now after, dispels a debuff from a single ally, advance forward their actions by 100%, and increases their damage by X% for 1 turn. Basically similar, but this is where the changes. If the skill is used on Bronya, it will not trigger the action is advanced forward by 100% part. So that is now removed. Again, it is pretty kind of important for this character. And we also have like a description here. This is a pretty important change as one of the popular builds in Final Beta for Bronya relied on her using her skill on herself to gain free energy and keep near permanent uptime on her ultimate, which was big. That is huge for a character like this, which a lot of people were like building teams around that or planning to build teams around that because it was going to be nuts. Hence the change, because you don't want that to be too nuts, right? So still, you would not use this tactic in every team, so the change won't really impact the majority of players. And let's not kid ourselves, it was a pretty broken mechanic. As I just said, yes, it was pretty broken, right? So understand that now. It's not going to ruin the character. So the reroll guide still actually exists. That's still there, to where Bronya is still a very good character to go for. Just again, some team comps got shut down for rushing to her uptime, or rather to keep her uptime there. That's what changed, right? But still, the character is very good. Bronya is not running anywhere. She is still very meta. So again, just a small change, but it is substantial for those that were trying to build the comp like that, which, again, that's a nerf in that capacity, but still, it was meant to be. It's definitely way too powerful, so it had to go. Next up, we have Welt. Welt's skills have the same wording, and the only thing that seems to have changed is one of the major traces, which is before, increase Welt's ultimate damage by 25%. Then after using the ultimate, the targets affected by it will receive more damage for X turns. The wording is a bit vague, but it seems Welt gained more utility. As of now, his ultimate will function as a damage amplification buff for either himself or the whole team. Hopefully, it's the latter, because that would make him a lot more viable. So if you liked Welt, guess what? He might become very good. Again, all these characters still need to be tested in this new environment where, you know, there might still sneak in some changes here and there. So again, before the character, or rather when the character releases, understand things can change. You know, some people can like conceive a new freaking broken team comp and make the character very good. So you could just roll for who you love. They might suck, but they may get better over time. Not like Dea, though. Not like Dea. That was a joke. Calm down. Don't attack me. I was just kidding. Next up, we have Himiko. Himiko's final kit was actually revealed in English, and there's actually a really important change, too, that we have missed. Her major trace was adjusted. Before, basic attack has an 80% base chance to burn enemies for 3 turns. When inflicted with burn, enemies receive fire DOT damage equal to 30% of Himiko's basic attack damage at the start of each turn. After, Himiko's attacks have X% chance to inflict burn on enemies for X turns. When inflicted with burn, enemies receive fire DOT damage at the start of each turn. This is actually a huge change, as while previously the burn DOT could only be applied on the basic attack, now any attack will be able to do it. This means more DOT and more, or much more damage, right? So very good. A nice little change. If you liked Himiko, this is definitely very good. Again, realize when the character does release and all of that, there's a lot of comps that can actually happen. As more characters release, you can kind of work with that. It's a turn-based game, so realize that it's a lot of team building, strategizing, and all of that. So Himiko got a little bit of buff here. Who knows, with now, because of this change, you go and, you know, kind of mix and match some of the characters on the team, you could have a very strong and a very broken build, which is cool. Other characters like Clara and Gepard release skills were also revealed. We didn't spot any mechanical changes there. Huge W. Clara about to be broken. I can't wait. I can't wait. Light cone changes. The 5-star light cones belonging to the 7 characters available on the newbie banner received numerical changes, which is pretty wild that they revealed the numbers for the light cones, but the characters, they are keeping them secret till the release. Also, keep in mind that the numbers shown below are only for super imposition 1 cones. so their base version. We bolded what got changed to spot it easier. Basically, the 20% jumped up to 24%, 20% to 18%. Rather, that's a jump down by 2%. Again, increased by 4, decreased by 2. Then at the end, an increase by 4. Which, again, you basically only lose of the effect hit rate for this attack increases. That's just dropped by 2%. But the other two are jumping up by 8 altogether. Which, you know, it's kind of there. This one over here for Gepard, 20 to 24. 24 remained up there. 24 remained right there. Over here, it's 8 and 5. It's now 9, so that changed. And then 30% down here instead of 24. For this one, 32 to 30, 40 to 36. So these two got nerfed over here for this character, which does suck. This one got a buff here, got a buff here, and got a buff here. So nice little changes on this one. My favorite character. Can't wait. Fate about to go crazy, which is cool. Over here, 8%, 10%, which is, again, really cool. Over here, we got 36% from 50. So a huge drop there, 40% less. This increased by 6%, so I guess maybe that works together. The HP got the increase, but the additional damage got a decrease by 14%. So that's what this article goes to show us. There's a lot in here. I'll try to link it down below so you can read through it and understand what changed there. But there is more, which dropped today, which is kind of crazy. Let me show that to you. So next up, we have Arlan over here. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. But there has been some changes, right? So we have all the changes here. At level 10, Arlan's skill damage decreased to deal lightning damage equal to 320 all the way down to 240, which is a decent change. That's the first one. There is more, though. At level 10, Arlan's talent was nerfed up to a max of 80 to 72% more damage. Okay, that's there. And then also, E1 and E2 were reworked. See the images below. And these reworks are kind of crazy. We have this over here to the bitter end. Arlan's skill can be used so long as his current HP percentage is above or equal to 5%. Okay, pretty big. If his current HP percentage is less than 50%, using a skill will reduce his HP to 1. Okay, 2, breaking free. Skill damage increases by 10% when using a skill, dispels a debuff inflicted on Arlan. Pretty cool. This worked hand in hand. They changed it to just a flat out. When HP is lower than or equal to 50% of max HP, increases skills damage by 10%. That's it. That's it. From what that changed there to just that. Breaking free, using skill or ultimate removes 1 debuff from oneself. So, some pretty decent changes there also. Next up, we have this, which is basically, I would say, the biggest part of his kit that got nerfed. Clearly, what happens here is when he's struck by a killing blow, he restores HP, he revives himself, and 25% HP, boom, trigger once, that's it. The change now is, this will all occur the same way, but if it triggers, it gets removed, which again, that's the same as before. This is the part. Or after 2 turns have elapsed, then it will disappear. So, yes, that is huge because you have to basically get him killed in the first turn or second turn, and then it works, but after that, doesn't work. He did see a few changes here, but if you were thinking he was that broken 4-star that he was in the beta, not anymore by any means. He definitely did get some reworks here that you'll have to go back into the game and test and see how he does. But yes, some of these are sort of crippling, though again, he was very strong, it was true. It's just he got a crap ton of changes, which are crazy, right? So from what he was in the beta, don't expect that. He definitely has changed heavily, okay? Keep that in the back of your head. But yeah, beyond that, there are a crap ton more 4-star changes that occurred. I just wanted to cover that one specifically because it was a big one. But you can also go through and check out the 4-star changes when they do drop. But again, some of them weren't really too crazy. Some were. I saved them for later because really they're all 4 stars. If you're aiming for 5 stars, those are the ones that I really wanted to get out and covered for you. But again, there are a crap ton of 4 stars. This video will be going on for a very long time before we're to cover them all. But again, some of them were smaller changes. Some were like decent, not really too kind of destroying of the characters, but again, that's there. So hopefully you enjoyed. That's been it for me. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a stay safe, peace out, and enjoy. Just wanted to cover all of the changes, or most of the changes for these characters that you should know, the important ones. Hopefully you enjoyed, and yeah, that's been it for me.